Welcome back, everyone, to another explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a truly epic geographical journey. We're going to map out the sheer scale, the immense cultural significance, and the complex hydrology of North India's ultimate lifeline, the mighty Ganga River system. If you've been looking for a perfectly structured mental map of this river's path, literally from freezing high-altitude glaciers all the way down to the ocean, well, you are exactly in the right place. Let's get started.
To truly appreciate the Ganga, we've got to start with its absolute sheer scale, 2,525 kilometers. That is a massive journey. From its origins way up high in the freezing Himalayan altitudes, all the way down to the warm waters of the Bay of Bengal, this river carves a path that pretty much defines the entire geography of northern India. I mean, it is the longest, most significant river in the country, hands down.
Okay, let's dive into this a bit more. Now, while the Ganga's massive drainage basin actually touches 11 different states, its main path really carves through 4 key territories. It spends a staggering 1,140 kilometers just nourishing the agricultural heartland of Uttar Pradesh. Then, it's followed by West Bengal at 520 kilometers, Bihar at 455, and Uttarakhand at 310 kilometers. Putting it like that really grounds us, right? You can actually visualize just how much terrain this river covers and exactly how vital it is for literally millions of people.
All right, moving into Section 1, the birth of the Ganga.
So every epic journey has to start somewhere, right? Way up in the Himalayas, in the Uttarkashi district, sitting at a breathtaking 3,900 meters, lies the Gangotri Glacier. Now, here's a fun fact. Our hero river actually isn't born with the name Ganga. Nope, it starts its life as this powerful, freezing stream known as the Bhagirathi. As it flows down, a beautifully complex alliance forms, kind of like a giant puzzle, or really, the math of rivers. The Alaknanda River picks up strength, adding the Dali Ganga at Vishnuprayag, the Pindar River at Karnaprayag, and the Mandakini at Rudraprayag. Finally, we get to the ultimate equation. The Bhagirathi meets this newly supercharged Alaknanda at a place called Devprayag. And when these two massive forces finally combine, boom, the river officially earns the mighty name we all know, the Ganga.
Which brings us to Section 2, entering the plains.
After surging through those deep, narrow gorges carved into hard Himalayan rock, the newly formed Ganga just hurtles downward. But then, everything changes at an absolutely crucial geographical turning point, Haridwar. As the river finally breaks free from the mountains here, its pace slows way down, and it starts picking up some very unique tributaries as it meanders over the flat land. Now, what's really interesting about this is a fascinating geographical anomaly called the Gomti River. Unlike almost every other major tributary that crashes down from snowy mountain peaks, the Gomti is the only major tributary of the Ganga that originates directly from the plains. It starts its journey right at Fulhar Lake in Uttar Pradesh. Definitely lock that fact into your memory for exam day.
As we follow the river further downstream, we've got to set up the ultimate tributary showdown. Seriously, if you want a real cheat code for understanding this whole river system, memorize this left bank versus right bank split. So, approaching from the left bank, these are mostly descending from the Himalayas. We've got the Ramganga, the Gomti, the Ghaghara, the Gandak, and the Kosi. And then, holding down the right bank, we have 2 absolute powerhouses, the Yamuna and the Son.
Let's look closer at Section 3, the right bank and the Yamuna. Let's turn our spotlight over to the most powerful right bank ally of them all. Honestly, this river is practically an epic in its own right. 1,370 kilometers. Let that sink in. The Yamuna isn't just a tributary, it is the absolute longest tributary of the Ganga, bar none. Originating from the Yamunotri Glacier, it's the westernmost branch of the entire system. It provides absolutely vital water resources for millions of people in megacities like Delhi and Agra, before making its grand rendezvous with the Ganga at Prayaraj.
But, the Yamuna doesn't travel alone. It has its own massive, incredibly complex alliance system. Before it even reaches the Ganga, it gathers immense waters from its own right bank, including the Kalasand, the Betwa, the Ken, and the formidable Chambal River. And get this, the Chambal itself is 965 kilometers long. From the left, it gathers the Hindon and the Singar. So, the Yamuna takes all of this gathered momentum, this massive volume of water, and delivers it directly into the Ganga. Before we leave the right bank entirely, we absolutely have to mention the other major player here, the Son River.
Flowing up from the Amarkantak Plateau in Madhya Pradesh, it literally cuts its way north through states like Jharkhand and Uttar Pradesh before joining the Ganga right near Patna in Bihar. It's a hugely essential southern contributor to the Ganga's overall volume.
Moving on to Section 4, Key Left Bank Tributaries.
Shifting our focus back across the water over to the left bank, we find these incredibly powerful, turbulent rivers descending from the towering Nepal Himalayas. Rivers like the Gagara and the Gandak just rush down from those snow-capped peaks. But, well, not all of these rivers are gentle contributors. So the crucial point is understanding the darker side of this hydrology. Take the Kosi River, for instance. Famously known as the Sorrow of Bihar. Flowing down from near Mount Everest, the Kosi carries just unbelievable volumes of water and silt. And because it constantly shifts its path, it causes severe, devastating floods year after year, profoundly impacting the lives and agriculture of the whole region. It's a really stark reminder of the raw, untamed power of these Himalayan waters.
And actually, we see a very dramatic parallel further downstream with the Damodar River, historically known as the Sorrow of Bengal. Originating in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, this river flows through deep rift valleys. Not only was it notorious for its own devastating floods, but today, unfortunately, it also carries the grim title of being India's most polluted river. It eventually makes its way down to merge into the Hooghly.
All right, Section 5, the Grand Delta.
For the final act of our journey, the Ganga reaches a place called Farakka in West Bengal. Here, our hero river faces a massive geographical crossroads and actually splits into two final destinies. One branch, the Hooghly, heads south right through West Bengal. But the main branch crosses the border into Bangladesh, where it takes on a brand new identity, the Padma. Let's move to the final stages and see how this builds, because here, the Padma merges with the mighty Brahmaputra River. Together, their combined overwhelming force takes on one final name, the Meghna, before rushing headlong into the sea.
And this brilliantly illustrates the jaw-dropping result of that entire journey, the Sundarban Delta. Formed by the Hooghly and the Meghna, this is literally the largest river delta in the entire world. No exaggeration. 2/3 of this massive, incredibly dense mangrove ecosystem lies in Bangladesh, while the remaining 1/3 is in India. It is just a stunning, ecologically rich finale to a 2,525-kilometer trek.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Rapid Fire Recap.
All right, everyone, you've seen the map, you've tracked the tributaries. Let's energize our brains and actively test this brand new mental map we just built. First question, let's see if you remember the math of rivers from earlier. Which specific rivers meet at the crucial, sacred confluence of Dev-Prayag?
Yep, you got it. The Alaknanda and the Bhagirathi. This is the exact defining spot where the river officially earns the name Ganga. That's a fundamental piece of geographic trivia perfectly locked in, for sure.
Okay, let's hit question number 2. Thinking back to our big right bank versus left bank showdown earlier, what is considered the most important left bank tributary of the Ganga?
It's the powerful Gagra River, also widely known as the Saryu. Originating from the Mapchachungo Glacier and finally meeting the Ganga near Chhapra in Bihar, it is an absolutely massive left bank contributor.
Nailed it. So we've basically traced a drop of water from the freezing Gangotri Glacier across the sprawling plains of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar all the way down to the lush mangroves of the Sundarbans. As the mighty Meghna finally empties into the ocean, I want to leave you with this. How will your brand new mental map of this epic 2,525-kilometer journey change the way you see India's geography? Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.